Tell me about some other like really cool niches. You talked about some earlier. You just talked about the flower, but like different things that people would even think about are out here. That's like, you know, different type of these companies that, you know, that you would provide services for. Yeah. And then tell me some of the different, unique things that you need to do in order to service these companies as like, you know, this compliance provider.
Yeah. So we have a bunch of customers that do catering. So think like, you know, 300 lunches to JP Morgan, basically. And with this, you probably need a SUV up to a Sprinter or box truck because you need sort of a bigger vehicle to be able to do that. You actually need access to a bunch of different hot bags, right? Because if you're delivering 300 lunches, you know, how do you carry that up into the office and keep them warm, right? So we sort of do work with a lot of customers that really specialize in that catering. And that's actually sort of because of our time at Para, that was actually one of the most popular jobs that the Para drivers took.
Okay.
Because if you think about it, it's just delivering more food for more money, right?
Right.
So we work with a bunch of those different companies. And what's really cool there is we started to even build a relationship with some of the people who give the work in that world. So for example, there's a company called Easy Cater that actually people go and order the food with, and they're the ones that give the work to the delivery companies. So what will happen is Easy Cater will sometimes change their requirements. So they'll basically say, hey, anyone who does work with us needs to have occupational accident insurance for the drivers. We're seeing that more and more is actually that mandate is coming down from above. And they'll also now say, you also need $2 million in umbrella and hire an unknown policy.
Right.
But now it's sort of nicely, they'll give us a heads up so we can work with the delivery companies that work with them to be able to ensure that they meet those requirements. And I think that's sort of an interesting anecdote for what we're seeing more and more in our world is really the people giving the work are starting to mandate stuff downwards.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, that's pretty interesting.